From a chubby kid in San Mateo with a dream bigger than the football field to becoming the most decorated quarterback in NFL history, Tom Brady's story is anything but ordinary. But beyond the touchdowns and trophies lies a vault of untold moments, like the time he nearly quit football before college, or how he once sent handwritten letters to every NFL team begging for a chance. He eats like a machine, trains like a monk, and meditates like a warrior. But not everything has stayed under his control. While he's redefined what aging looks like for an athlete, his personal life has recently made more headlines than spirals. Gisele Bundchen, his ex-wife, has now broken her silence with intimate details about the cracks in their seemingly perfect marriage, revealing the emotional toll fame, football, and family took behind closed doors. This isn't just a highlight reel of wins, this is the deeper, stranger, and sometimes darker truth about the GOAT. Welcome to Past Paradise, where we trace Tom Brady's journey from the shadow of doubt to the center of greatness, and explore the secrets even his bigger fans never saw coming. Sixth-round gamble that changed football forever. The New England Patriots picked Tom Brady 199th overall in the 2000 draft, which didn't get much attention. His story is still the best example of a late-round miracle 25 years later. At the time, Brady was a tall quarterback from Michigan with average test numbers, so almost every team didn't bother with him. Drew Bledsoe was already under a massive deal with the Patriots, which made Brady's road to the field seem unlikely. When Bledsoe got hurt in 2001, Brady took over and never looked back. He led the Patriots to victory in the Super Bowl that year and went on to win 7 more. His impact can now be heard in every draft room, especially in 2025, where experts are comparing the unlikely rise of new picks like Will Howard or Shadur Sanders to Brady's. The roots of resilience. Tom Brady's early battles with self-doubt. Before Tom Brady became famous, he was a quiet kid from San Mateo, California, who received little attention. Brady reflected on how his childhood insecurities influenced the way he raised his children in 2025. He admitted that he messed up a lot, but learned from his emotional weight of being underestimated. As a rookie, Brady was the backup quarterback on his team and had to deal with ridicule and self-doubt. However, his parents' steadfast support taught him to persevere. He says that their support gave him the go-for-it attitude that got him through rejection and challenging times. Early problems, such as being pushed aside by his athletic sisters, helped him develop the mental toughness that would later enable him to become an NFL star. These lessons have helped Brady become a better father. He guides his kids with understanding, kindness, and the idea that failures are just stepping stones. The quiet competitor at Junipero Serra High. Tom Brady was once a quiet, driven teenager at Junipero Serra High School in San Mateo, California. That was a long time before he became the face of NFL success. Brady didn't play a single snap as a quarterback as a rookie. He was the backup on a team that didn't win any games. But that early failure made him even more determined. He practiced diligently and watched a great deal of game film. By his junior year, he'd become the starting quarterback and earned All-State awards. Brady was also very good at baseball, and the Montreal Expos even picked him in the 1995 draft, but his heart was set on football. Teachers and students remember a humble student who was very focused and had a lot of respect for Joe Montana. That sense of being an outsider would later define his famous NFL career. The Combine catastrophe that fueled a dynasty. In 2000, Tom Brady's performance at the NFL Combine was so bad that he almost gave up on his dream of becoming a professional football player. Brady was near the bottom of the QB rankings in every measured way. His 40-yard dash time was 5.28 seconds, and his vertical jump was 24.5 inches. Scouts didn't like his size, agility, or arm strength, and they called him a system player with little room to grow. Now it's 2025, and that video's gone viral as an example of how to miss the mark on potential. With the 2025 Combine focusing on sports superstars, Brady's reputation serves as a reminder to teams that greatness isn't always measurable. His mental toughness, leadership, and never-ending drive, qualities that can't be trained, changed what it means to be great. His combine tape is shown today not to make fun of him, but to encourage him. It suggests that raw statistics can't measure the heart, vision, or fate. The unsung influence of Tom Brady's father on his rise to greatness. While Tom Brady's NFL coaches are well known, his father, Tom Brady Sr., had the most significant impact on his mindset. In a touching Father's Day speech in 2025, Brady called his dad his biggest supporter, best friend, and #1 teacher. He said that his dad taught him values like honesty, discipline, and kindness that helped him through every stage of life. Brady Sr. taught his son to work hard and be emotionally intense long before he won Super Bowl or MVP awards. He did this by often telling his son that failures were opportunities to learn from them. This early guidance helped Brady deal with early job worries, like when he was picked in the 6th round of the draft. Brady still bases his parenting and leadership style on the quiet strength and wisdom of his first and most enduring mentor, even though he's no longer playing football and is a father himself. The Mo Lewis hit that altered NFL history. The New England Patriots and New York Jets played on September 23, 2001. During the game, one hit changed the course of NFL history. Jets defender Mo Lewis struck Patriots quarterback Drew Bledsoe so hard that he had to leave the game because he was bleeding inside. That accident made room for a backup quarterback called Tom Brady, who isn't very well recognized. Brady was only in his 2nd year as a player and had only made one pass so far. But when he got on the field, he was so calm and in charge that even his coaches were surprised. Following their Super Bowl win, the Patriots went on to win 11 of their next 14 games. People still talk about that moment in 2025 as the turning point that made Brady famous and changed the Patriots' empire. The relentless routine behind the TB12 method. Tom Brady's dedication to top performance remains notable in 2025, even though he's retired. This is due to his TB12 method, a comprehensive plan that combines diet, hydration, flexibility, and awareness. He eats mostly plant-based foods like fresh veggies, beans, and wild-caught fish, which are suitable for you and lower inflammation. He avoids processed foods, nightshades, and sugary snacks. Brady starts each day with 20 ounces of electrolyte-rich water. He then has a drink full of healthy nutrients and works out with resistance bands. He doesn't do traditional weightlifting. Instead, he uses deep tissue work and foam rolling to enhance his flexibility and aid in muscle recovery. This strict routine helped him stay in the NFL until he was 45 years old, and it continues to inspire players and those interested in health. In 2025, the TB12 brand will have gone global, providing digital coaching and customized meal plans based on Brady's long-lasting philosophy. The quiet vow that shaped a legacy. Early in 2025, Tom Brady talked about how a very personal habit he picked up in college, writing letters to himself in the future. One of those letters, written in 1999, before the NFL draft, came up again in a recent interview. Giving us a rare look into his mind, Brady promised in it that he would never let outside doubts change what he believed in his heart. As a leader, he vowed to be humble and work harder than anyone expected. He also promised never to forget the people who believed in him when few others did. His career was guided by that letter, which is now framed in his Florida home. Brady says he still writes these letters every year, even though he's now a broadcaster and a dad. They keep him grounded and tell him that purpose, not praise, is the key to greatness. He says that his reputation was established long before the awards were announced. The draft day oversight that fueled a dynasty. On April 16, 2000, the New England Patriots used their 199th pick to pick Tom Brady, a quarterback from Michigan who wasn't very well known. The choice would change the course of NFL history. 198 men were picked before Brady because their test skills and athleticism were not very impressive. 6 quarterbacks who never made it to the Pro Bowl were among them. Even now, in 2025, that mistake is still seen as the league's biggest draft mistake. That slight turned into a dogged drive that helped Brady win 7 Super Bowls and become the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards and scores. Late-round picks like Shedeur Sanders can now use his story as a model. Brady personally encouraged Sanders to excel this year. The 199th pick is no longer a footnote, it's now a symbol of hard work, persistence, and the triumph of faith over doubt. The vulnerable champion behind the helmet. In 2025, Tom Brady's openness about his feelings has become an integral part of his public image after retirement. Brady has talked about the personal costs of being great in talks that aren't often given. He was once known for his calm demeanor. He said on the Impulsive show, "It was hard for my kids, for sure," which meant that the jokes he told during his Netflix roast had a significant impact on him. He also discussed his divorce from Gisele Bündchen and admitted that he had done things wrong, noting that his priorities between football and family were not balanced. These events have altered how people perceive him, revealing that despite having 7 Super Bowl rings, he still struggles with guilt and self-growth. As the partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders and the father of 3 children, Brady's honesty about his feelings is just as strong now as it was when he was on the field. The altar, the drops, and the mantras. Brady's unorthodox game day prep. Throughout the year 2025, Tom Brady's pre-game routines have become famous for being both unique and spiritual. Before the game started, Brady would go to an altar that his then-wife, Gisele Bündchen, had made for him. It had pictures of their children, healing stones, and charms that were meant to keep him safe. He did things in a strict order. He wore a certain collar, took plant drops, and chanted words that Gisele had written. Gisele once joked that she was a good witch. At first, Brady wasn't sure if these habits would help him win Super Bowl 49 and other games. Later, he said, "I stopped questioning her a long time ago." Even now that he's retired, Brady still does some of these things before significant events in his life because he says it helps him focus and set his intentions. People used to make fun of how he prepared for games, but now they study it as a model of mental toughness. The Juggler of Legacy. Brady's 2025 Blueprint for Balance. In the year 2025, Tom Brady is still changing the rules of what it means to balance fame, family, and tough competition. Brady remains deeply involved in the sports world. He's a partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders and a famous competitor in the Fanatics games, which pits famous athletes against each other in a high-stakes match. Still, he's just as dedicated to being a dad. You can often see him at his kids' school events and posting honest photos on social media. He's been very open about how the public's attention affects him, especially after his kids were affected by his Netflix roast. Being there matters more than being right, Brady says about his new approach to emotional presence. His 2025 plan is an excellent example of focused living, with structured mornings, nights spent detoxing from technology, and weekends dedicated to family. For Brady, balance doesn't mean doing less, it means giving your all to the things that matter most. The Haunting of Super Bowl 52. Brady's lingering what if. Tom Brady still says that Super Bowl 52 against the Philadelphia Eagles is the game he hopes he can play again, even though it's 2025. Even though Brady threw for a record 505 yards, the Patriots lost 41-33 in a battle that included the now iconic Philly special trick play. Brady said in a recent interview that the loss still hurts the most, not because of how he played, but because of missed chances and a defense that couldn't stop the offense when it mattered most. He often thinks about the last drive and wonders what would have happened if he had one more minute. More than any of his 7 wins, that game taught him that even greatness can be lost in an instant if you hesitate or make a mistake. The Spiral, the Sideline, and the Superhuman. Brady's most jaw-dropping plays. Fans still relive Tom Brady's strangest game moments like they're myths, even in the year 2025. One memorable moment is his 28-3 comeback in Super Bowl 51, where he led 5 straight scoring drives that shocked the Falcons in overtime. The 2014 AFC divisional game against the Ravens was another thrilling game. Brady shocked the defense with a rare double-pass trick play involving Julian Edelman. No one will ever forget the last few seconds of Super Bowl 49 when Brady stayed calm under pressure and set up Malcolm Butler's game-saving interception. These moments weren't just sports, they felt like scenes from a movie. Fans, experts, and even foes are stunned when they see Brady's amazing ability to stay calm, read defenses like books, and deliver when the odds are against him. His highlight reel isn't just history, it's also a lesson in how to do professional magic. The reluctant rookie who rewrote record books. Tom Brady's rise from 6th-round pick to undisputed GOAT is still one of the most amazing stories in sports. Brady was picked 199th overall in the 2000 NFL Draft and started as a backup quarterback. There wasn't much hype or expectation about him, but when Drew Bledsoe got hurt in 2001 and put him in the spotlight, Brady knew how to handle it with calm confidence. Over the next 20 years, he broke almost every quarterback record, including the records for most Super Bowl wins, 7, total touchdown thrown, 649, and playoff wins, 35. By 2025, not only are his stats remembered, but also the way the game is played. Young quarterbacks like Drake May and Caleb Williams look up to Brady's mental toughness and never-ending preparation. Not only was his rise unlikely, but it also changed what success looks like in professional football. The father, the fan, and the fallibility. Brady's most human moments. Being humble has become very important to Tom Brady in 2025, and even his biggest fans are still surprised by it. His post on Father's Day was a touching ode to his dad. He called him his lifelong hero and shared a video of himself as a child saying that his dad was his most significant influence. Fans connected with the post, which evoked memories and deep thoughts, and they praised him for his openness. Brady also talked about how his Netflix roast affected him emotionally earlier this year. He said it hurt his kids more than he thought it would. These times away from football have shown a softer, more reflective side of the 7-time Super Bowl winner. Fans have said that they admire Brady and that his desire to show that he isn't perfect makes them respect him even more. The Fortress of Solitude. Brady's Billionaire Bunker Retreat. In the year 2025, Tom Brady's very exclusive Miami home on Indian Creek Island, known as the Billionaire Bunker, has become the stuff of real estate lore. The 2-acre waterfront estate, which he bought for $17 million in 2020 while he was married to Gisele Bundchen, was turned into a modern sanctuary with a private gym, cabana, and views of the ocean. The property was meant to give Brady a break from the constant attention once he retired. It was tucked away among high-profile neighbors such as Jeff Bezos, giving him a rare sense of peace. However, Brady is now reportedly considering offers exceeding $150 million, which would set a new record for the most expensive home ever sold in Miami. The house, with all its calm wealth, has become a symbol of change, showcasing how Brady has transitioned from an NFL star to a media mogul and businessman. The island will always be a reminder of his search for peace, whether he sells it or stays on it. The Empire of Elegance. Brady's 2025 lifestyle unveiled. In the year 2025, Tom Brady's way of life looks like a billionaire's plan for high-class luxury. His $17 million home on Indian Creek Island in Miami is known as the Billionaire Bunker because it has a private dock, a spa, and sweeping views of the ocean. It provides him with peace and luxury. His car collection is just as impressive. It features a Bugatti Chiron, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and a special electric Aston Martin, all valued at a total of $5 million. Brady also has a good sense of style when it comes to the watches on his wrist. He alternates between expensive watches such as Patek Philippe Grand Complications and a Richard Mille RM 1103. Brady has a $375 million deal with Fox Sports that will keep making him rich even after he retired from the NFL. His way of life isn't just fancy, it's a carefully chosen statement of tradition, accuracy, and classic taste. The Locker Room Legacy. Brady through his teammates' eyes. In the year 2025, Tom Brady's old friends still talk about how much they admired the quarterback who always gave more than they asked for. Rob Gronkowski often says that Brady is the ultimate competitor and the most prepared guy in the room. Julian Edelman says that Brady gave everyone around them a winning attitude that made them better. Even John Spytek, who is now the general manager of the Raiders and used to play with Brady at Michigan, recently said that despite not being close for decades, Brady's skill and impact are evident. As Brady moves into reporting, he's promised never to be hard on players because he feels so bad for what they go through. Former and current peers agree that Brady was great, not just because of his stats, but also because he made other people think they could be great too. The sideline rift that nearly derailed a dynasty. In 2009, Tom Brady and Bill O'Brien, who was the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, got into a heated argument on the sidelines that cameras caught in the middle of the game. People outside the team said it was just competitive fire, but later it was revealed that a greater psychological split existed over who calls the plays and Brady's freedom at the line of scrimmage. Now in 2025, Brady has said in interviews that the fight almost made him lose faith in the coaching staff. He thought about asking for a move, but in the end he decided to stay because Robert Kraft intervened, and he was able to get along with Bill Belichick again privately. The Patriots went on to win 3 more Super Bowls after that critical choice. People who teach leadership now look at this event as an example of how to solve a disagreement in a way that kept one of the best teams in the NFL history alive. The hand that hurt in silence. Brady's hidden battle. In 2025, Tom Brady finally talked about the terrible injuries he kept hidden from everyone, even his peers, to his throwing hand during his 23-year NFL career. In an honest interview, Brady said that he broke and tore ligaments in his right hand, leaving him unable to bend one of his fingers. He discussed how he played with a torn thumb that had sustained before 2016 AFC Championship, but he never specified the extent of the damage. Even though he was in a lot of pain, Brady led the Patriots to a memorable comeback in Super Bowl 51. Part of Brady's mental toughness was that he wouldn't let his injury show. He jokes about having chef hands because he can handle hot pans without getting burned. This is proof that the scars of greatness are often hidden from view. The pages that built a champion. Brady and the power of focus. In 2025, Tom Brady says that Greg Harden's book, Stay Sane in an Insane World, was a big part of his mental change. The book helped him see problems in a new light when he first started out at the University of Michigan. Brady met Harden for the first time when Harden was an unhappy backup quarterback who was having a hard time with too few passes and self-doubt. Harden told Brady, "Focus on what you can control." Brady repeated this phrase in every meeting, practice, and playoff game. The book discusses deliberate practice, emotional discipline, and the importance of internal metrics over external validation. Since then, Brady has told young athletes, business owners, and even his own kids to read it. He says it taught him that being great isn't just about having ability, but also about controlling your thoughts. Brady saw those pages as more than just words. They were the plans for a dynasty. The risky empire. Brady's bold bets beyond the gridiron. By 2025, Tom Brady's businesses are expected to have expanded to include more than just protein shakes and clothing, which has sparked both admiration and controversy. When sources reported that he was having issues with his wealthy partner, Mike Repple, over brand direction, the high-profile merger of TB12 and Brady brand with performance training company No Bull sparked controversy. Brady's bold move into the sports card market with Card Vault was criticized for driving up prices and making it more difficult for casual fans to obtain cards. People are also discussing possible conflicts of interest because he holds a small stake in the Las Vegas Raiders. This is especially true now that he's starting to work as a broadcaster for Fox Sports. Brady isn't sorry, saying in a recent interview that playing it safe never built anything worth remembering. His actions may divide people, but they show the same fearless spirit that made him famous as a football player. The elastic edge. Decoding the TB12 method's controversial science. As of 2025, Tom Brady's TB12 method is still a controversial topic in the health world. Fans love it, but some people have doubts about it. The plan focuses on flexibility training, anti-inflammatory food, and staying hydrated with water that contains electrolytes. These are all meant to make athletes last longer. Brady says it helped him set many records, but some people argue that it lacks a strong scientific basis. Reggie Bush, a former NFL star, recently said that things like hyperbaric oxygen treatment were a waste of money and used his failure as an example. While others swear by its benefits and point to Brady's continued success into his mid-40s as proof, nutritionists say that the plant-based, low-inflammatory diet aligns with current health trends, but they're skeptical of the method's secret ingredients and unclear language. The TB12 method has had a noticeable impact. It sparked a global conversation about how to rethink our approach to aging and performance. The playbook at home: Brady's unexpected rules for raising resilient kids. In 2025, Tom Brady's parenting style has been praised and criticized. This is especially true after giving his teenage son a $3 million watch covered in diamonds over the Super Bowl weekend. Some people didn't like the extravagance, but Brady says his approach is based on emotion, not money. He stresses being present over being perfect, saying things like, "Being there matters more than being right." Despite his fame, Brady maintains structure. There are no exceptions to digital rest hours, gratitude journals, or family dinners. He also tells his kids to fail because he thinks that struggle makes people stronger. He has learned to be flexible and understanding by co-parenting with Gisele Bündchen, who has different rules for the house. Brady says he's screwed up a lot as a parent, but his changing strategies reveals a greater goal: to raise stable, self-aware individuals in a world that's obsessed with fame. The roast that cut too deep: Brady's most personal misstep. In 2025, Tom Brady stated that his biggest regret off the field was participating in the 2024 Netflix roast, which was intended to be humorous but ultimately caused emotional distress to his family. Brady liked the locker room humor at first, but he later said on the Impulsive show that he didn't realize how much the jokes would hurt his kids and ex-wife Gisele Bündchen. He admitted it felt like a stake through the heart when he thought about how confused and hurt his kids were. Even though the event had a great vibe and featured many famous people, Brady now believes that the choice was bad because it prioritized fun over emotional planning. On the field, he's still mad about Super Bowl 52, but the roast, which was supposed to honor his heritage, turned out to be the thing he wishes he could take back the most. The resume that almost replaced the playbook. In 2025, Tom Brady's college resume has come back online as a popular example of humility and determination. It shows that he was a young man who thought he might never play in the NFL. From 1995 to 1999, Brady attended the University of Michigan and completed an internship at Merrill Lynch. On his resume, he mentioned jobs like inventory assistant and golf club staff, but he didn't say much about football. Even though Brady led Michigan to a 20-5 record as a starter and won the 1999 Orange Bowl, his resume showed that he had a realistic view of life because he had to fight for playing time behind Drew Henson for years. That paper, which is now framed in his Florida home, is a reminder that even the best quarterback of all time was ready for the life of desks before he got to Canton. Realist ideas, not hype, were the start of his impact. The Olympic dream that pulled Brady back in. In 2025, Tom Brady was rumored to be returning to football, but not to the NFL. He was going after Olympic gold. Flag football will be officially added to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Brady showed interest in serving Team USA, which made news around the world. Reports say that Brady sees the Olympics as a chance to end his career with a global honor. He said in private, a gold medal would be the perfect final chapter. Even though he's no longer playing football and works as a Fox Sports analyst and a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, the non-contact, strategic, and team-based nature of the Olympics aligns perfectly with his skills and competitive spirit. Brady will be almost 50 years old by the time of the games, so his possible comeback isn't about proving doubters wrong. Instead, it's about changing history on a global scale. The torn ACL that tested Brady's will to return. When the Patriots played the Kansas City Chiefs in their first game of the season on September 7, 2008, Brady almost lost his career. Bernard Pollard, a safety, slammed into Brady's left knee early in the first quarter and tore both his ACL and MCL. He missed the whole season because of the injury, and it looked like he might never be as good as he was before. In 2025, Brady thinks back on that time as a test of not only his physical but also mental toughness. Later, he said that rehab was challenging and mentally draining, but it also made him more dedicated to living a long life, which is what the TB12 method is based on. While that one hit could have been the end of his story, it set off a second act that changed the rules of professional football. The quarterback and the comedian. Brady and Kevin Hart's unlikely bond. In 2025, one of Tom Brady's most shocking friendships is with comic Kevin Hart. They became close after they both performed at the 2024 ESPYs. When they were put together for a stage skit, they quickly realized they shared a passion for discipline, exercise, and family. Hart, who's known for working hard, is said to have joined Brady for early morning workouts during filming breaks, joking that Brady's warm-up is my full routine. Their friendship went beyond the screen, as Brady later became a guest star on Hart's Peacock show Heart to Heart, where they talked about fatherhood, failure, and fame in a way that was both honest and vulnerable. Now that they're friends, they collaborate on business projects. Hart invested in Brady's wellness brand TB12. Fans are still trying to figure out who these two people are, but the fact that they respect each other shows that greatness and fun can live together. The glitches in greatness. Brady's most cringeworthy captures. Tom Brady's most embarrassing moments continue to resurface in viral loops in 2025. Even famous people make mistakes. During a live Fox Sports show, Brady blanked on a key statistic about the Packers season while he was analyzing it. This left an awkward silence that co-host Kevin Burkhardt had to fill. People had different emotions when he gave his teenage son a $3 million diamond-encrusted watch over the Super Bowl weekend. The act was caught on video and was widely seen as excessive and out of touch. And who could forget the famous GQ shot where Brady stood with a baby goat? His friends later made t-shirts with that picture on them as a joke. Even though these times are awkward, they serve as a reminder to fans that even the GOAT makes mistakes off the field every once in a while. That's what makes him human. The confession that left the inner circle speechless. Friends of Tom Brady were shocked when he told them in secret in 2025 that he almost quit football after winning his fourth Super Bowl in 2015. According to a message shared again by Brady's old partner, Julian Edelman, the pressure to be great had started to get in the way of enjoying the game. He said to have written in a group chat, "I felt like I was chasing ghosts," in response to being compared to Joe Montana and Peyton Manning. Even his closest friends and family were shocked by the news. They had always thought of him as having unbreakable drive. Later, Brady confirmed that the message was real by saying that it was a moment of weakness. That statement, which was once kept secret, has become a strong warning that even famous people have doubts when they're alone. The Gospel of GOAT. How TB12 became a modern-day movement. By 2025, Tom Brady's TB12 brand will have gone beyond exercise and become a full-blown cultural phenomenon. People who follow its rules treat them like Holy Scripture. What started as a personal health plan has evolved into a lifestyle business, featuring TB12 training centers, branded vitamins, and even goat gummies, promoted through viral ads featuring a humorous robot version of Tom Brady. Fans do the same things he does to stay hydrated, eat a lot of plants, and quote his words like they're holy books. Some Raiders players now only train using TB12 methods, which adds to the mystery. Some people call it a personality cult, but followers say it's a plan for living a long and disciplined life. No matter if it's science, placebo, or pure belief, The TB12 method is now more than just a brand, it's a set of beliefs, and Brady is its charming and flexible leader. The retirement that refuses to stick. Brady's next chapter still unfolding. Tom Brady's retirement is still more of a pause than a time in 2025. Brady has been officially retired since 2022. Since then, he started working as a sportscaster for Fox Sports, invested in the Las Vegas Raiders, and tried his hand at various ventures, including health and sports merchandising sales. But rumors of a comeback keep going around. This time it won't be the NFL, but to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, where flag football will be added as an official sport for the first time. According to people close to Brady, he's considering becoming the leader of Team USA and views Olympic gold as his ultimate goal. Even though he's become a father and started his own business, it's clear that his competitive spirit remains strong. Brady's story keeps changing, whether he's in the TV box, the office, or the Olympic field. This indicates that for some stars, retirement is simply another stage in the pattern. The fallout of fame. When private lives go public. In 2025, after retiring, Tom Brady's peace has been broken by a flood of new information from his ex-wife, Gisele. Her honest talks have brought the case back into the public eye. Gisele talked to Vogue France about her new life with boyfriend Joaquim Valente and their baby. She spoke of feeling in charge and happy, which is very different from what Brady is said to be doing alone. Meanwhile, Brady has stated that his decision to return to football in 2020 caused problems in his marriage and that Gisele felt isolated at home. The mental pain of their breakup was made worse by Brady's role in a Netflix roast, which he later admitted hurt his kids a lot. Gisele is enjoying motherhood and a quieter life, but Brady is still in the public eye dealing with co-parenting, how people perceive him, and the effects of a highly publicized split. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon,